Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Good to see everybody. Great to see you on Monday. It is the Bob Randall and Company. I'm Bob. Wait a minute. I'm on Bob's side, though. I should be Bob, shouldn't I? But Bob's over there. Bob is on a way to Branson. Again, my name is Randy. This is episode 23. Can you believe that? Season two, episode 23, and it is July 10th. July 10th. End of this week is going to be middle of the month already. Bob, everybody say hello to the traveling man himself. Mr. Bob McMaster is on his side there. Everybody say hi to Bob.
Thank you, Randy. Good to see you, man. We're sitting on the side of Interstate 44 in Missouri, probably about an hour and 10 minutes away from Branson. So we'll be there here before 4:30, maybe.
That's fantastic.
So
how long has the drive been so far? How long has the drive been, and how?
We left the driveway at 7:20 this morning. Stopped and grabbed a breakfast burrito at a Buc-ee's. And then we stopped in Muskogee and ate lunch at Freddy's. And we stopped at the QT and Joplin and got gas. And that's our last stop other than this.
Wow. You got plenty of gas. You had burritos for breakfast. You got plenty of gas.
Yeah, I know. And it had sausage and cheese and eggs and bacon. And yeah, it was.
Oh man. Now, what'd you have for lunch then? Did you add a little gas to the beans and all that kind of stuff for lunch, or no? Did you have a old-fashioned burger?
Yeah, breakfast burger.
That's all right.
Or a burrito.
Burrito?
Yep.
Wow. So how
well, when we left the house this morning, we no more got just the north side of Dallas. It started raining and rained all the way up almost to the Oklahoma line. And then the sun came out, got a few puffy clouds here, 90 degrees, and lots of sunshine in Missouri.
Wow, that sounds good. It's kind of the way it is here. We've had a beautiful day. Yesterday was gorgeous. Sunshiny, just perfect weather. Last night it got down to 66. Oh, man, it was great sleeping. It was great sleeping. And it usually doesn't get that cool yet this time of year at night. I think it was just a tease. But hopefully you'll have the next hour and a half drive will be pretty good. And of course, hopefully the next 2 weeks you'll be in Branson will be nice weather. But I can't believe it's here already. Can't believe it's here already. And we've got people here already saying hi. Rex is here. Of course, Scott, AJ, and Angela's on there. Wait a minute. Angela, how'd you get there? Rex, and of course, Sean's here. And so we've got some people joining us today before AJ said he's on his way. And of course, Rex, you on your way too? Is that what I hear? Hi, Carl. I see you. Hi, Carl. Carl's here. So we got a great start to the day, Bob. Really do. I guess I'm going to start rambling and guess we'll get started because you said you had lunch, but I didn't. I did, but it was just this sushi and it wasn't quite enough for lunch. I want a good old fashioned bite down burger. So you know what that time is, guys. It is.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Cool. I see Rex says it's raining where he's at too. He said he had rain when he left the house this morning. He said he's dodging the liquid sunshine. That's a good way of putting it, the liquid sunshine. So it is something burger time. We get like to do. Of course, we've got two. Let's do Bob's first. You want me to read yours, Bob, or you got yours? You got yours with you. I can read it.
I got it with me right here. First. The burger that we had at Freddy's didn't look nothing like the one you just showed in the promo there.
I don't know where they would even sell that size burger at. That would be interesting to find a restaurant that has that many patties on a bun.
Yeah. With the cheese and stuff oozing off of it the way it does. It always looks so good. All right, so we'll get started here. My question today is, and this is our audience participation. Please chime in. Give us what you think about this. Have you ever shown a person down on their luck kindness or have compassion for someone in need of help, as in, an example, paid for a meal or a few items at the grocery store in the spirit of Santa or the spirit of gift giving? giving a homeless person some loose change or a few dollars for a meal, or even go with them to the counter at a restaurant, fast food restaurant, and pay for their meal. Even spending a little Christmas cheer by paying for the car in line behind you in a drive-through, or paying for a few gallons of gasoline for someone. Act of kindness is what we're talking about in the spirit of giving, in the spirit of Santa. And we thought that would be a good one today to kind of kick Monday off. See who all has the compassion in their heart as Santa.
I mean, it is always what I think a lot of us do anyway, is you pay it forward or pay it back, whatever, again, what phrase that is. But yeah, there's been times, I mean, here in Detroit area, we have a few cities where you drive up to that light and they've got their sign up
Yeah.
and says homeless and everything else. And it's just, I tell you, it can just tug at your heartstrings. And yeah, I've put out $1 or $2, and I've always wondered if it would be better to go to McDonald's and drive through and grab a meal. Um, I kind of wonder if that would be better for them. I don't know, than just because I don't know what they're doing with that money. And I don't want them to,
Right.
up the nose or up the arm or whatever. Again, I don't want to accuse anybody of drinking, but I want them to further themselves. I'm not, my dollars aren't going to do it, but it doesn't hurt, because there's so many people that, like Bob says, are down on their luck. And that little act of kindness, because you never know. You never know when you need it back, and that's a beautiful thing to be able to do.
Yeah, and
Beautiful.
there's documentation of folks, that panhandle at red lights, as you said, that walk down the street behind the gas station and put 2 blocks away and get in a brand new Mercedes, or something of that nature. So you never can tell if you just hand money out. Now, I have taken a person with a cart that was carrying things, and he was opening the door for some folks at a restaurant, and you could see he was having a conversation with them when he would open the door for them. And I was sitting in the car. The wife had went in to get something to go, and he come up and tapped on my window and just wanted to know if I had any loose change. And I said, no, I don't. And he started to walk away, and my wife came out, and I said, hey, I'll be right back. So I went and got him. I took him inside, and I threw a $20 bill on the counter and said, get whatever that will buy. And boy, he was hugging me. God bless you. He was so thankful. Said he was down on his luck trying to get his, he said he was drug free, alcohol free. He was living at a church center up the hill, and was hungry. Evidently, he missed the meal there or something that day. But anyway, made me feel good to know that I helped the guy out, and he was appreciative, and he actually brought tears to his eyes. So I think it was genuine.
Definitely feel it's genuine. Yeah, that's a nice thing. I mean, because you don't know if you're honestly helping somebody or just adding to their addiction, and that's what it's. But
yeah,
I guess I'll look at it on our side of it. We don't know what they're doing with it, but it is from our heart to them. So right. It is an act of kindness, even if they do something bad with it. I mean, it still is. It's so. But I see we have some people that are adding in. Actually, Sean has said she brought people behind her coffee many times, and I guess that's a big thing. I know down in Florida, from what I hear, that hey, look, I'm buying for the person after me because somebody just bought mine, and I guess there's quite a bit down there, which is a pretty cool thing, as long as you don't get stuck with the $40 tab and the $50 tab, But it's I'm sure it doesn't always happen that way, but that it is a nice thing to do that. And Rex, you're probably not seeing all these, are you, Bob? I can.
I'm not. I don't see them on my phone, so.
Gotcha. Actually, a chain called. I'm trying to read Rex's here. Okay. Rex was telling us where to go get that big patty, big burger at. They with 9 patties. It's called the triple burger at Wayback Sales hamburgers like that with 9 patties. Okay, Rex.
Wow.
You better watch this then, buddy, if you know about that. So, there's next one is actually from Santa Kevin. Hi, Santa Kevin, how you doing? Same with Jeff. How are you? He said, I overheard 2 Army recruits at the airport waiting for a flight, and they didn't have enough money for a meet, and they should want to arrive on the base to eat. at the mess. Invited them for a fast food placement at the airport. Got to see that's nice. I mean, especially the armed services. I mean, they do so much for us. They are our backbone in the thing to take care of uh, recruits and all that. I mean, they're defending and I've you can't really give anything to like officers because they don't really accept it. Then at least in Metro Detroit area here, Detroit, you can't do something for a policeman or a fireman. They won't accept it here. So I would like to, because as much as I think they deserve it. We got another one here. Is from Sean again. I find my help. Sean says I find myself helping younger people, broke college kids. Yeah, that's someday they're going to make more money than we do. Remember that. So maybe they'll do the same thing when they get older. It'll be the looking back, thanking back to it also. But yeah, I mean it's just a nice thing to do. What Bob asked about. It doesn't take much. That $5, $2, like Bob, $20 for a meal. Sure, it might hurt for just a minute, for if you're working on a regular basis, but I mean, it sounds like you really touched him. So, and
yeah, he was really polite, and he was clean. You could tell that, as he said, he was homeless and down on his luck, but looked like a really good guy. So, I felt good about it, and and I've helped other ways, but that was the latest one, the one the last one that I did, and again, I felt really good. It made me feel good for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week, and I think about him often. I'm wondering if he got his life straightened out and was able to get back on his feet.
Hopefully did. I'm a year and a half ago. I helped somebody just in a parking lot because they had so much stuff, and it was a lady. And I felt like I don't want her to think I'm like aggressive, so I was like worried about helping her, but and all in all it worked out just fine, getting out the door, and stuff was falling off her cart and I helped her pick it up. And so it just, even little things like that, it didn't somebody totally down their luck. It just, like Bob's saying, is give something back to somebody that needs it. Even if it's holding a door when somebody's walking in. A lot of people don't say thank you anymore. They don't say thank you if you're holding a door, but I still do. I went to the dollar store this morning. I held the door, it just, I don't need to get in that much faster, let be a gentleman. I mean, it's not going to change their life. It just, it's just being polite.
It is an act of kindness, though, any way you look at it. Even someone lets me in traffic, I'll always, wave back at them through the, back glass to thank them.
And surprising how many people don't do that thank you wave out the window anymore or whatever. Yep. And it just, a lot of people they just won't let you in. They're going to cut you off instead,
Right.
Bart's asking, what's the topic? The topic, Bart, is giving back as Santa. Like, have you ever given a person homeless, standing out $5 or give them a meal or something like that? Have you done, as Bob says it, the act of kindness back, the act of giving. So that's what the topic is about right now, Bart. So we've got a lot of people that have definitely done it. Of course, Scott Parker says, can you send my daughter's address? Broke kids. Yeah. Scott's always got those fun little lines, but yeah, it's something that I think it's in our heart. Sometimes we're just afraid to do it, maybe, or apprehensive. Maybe I shouldn't say a word afraid, apprehensive about doing it. I know I am. I don't do it to everybody at the intersection because I don't mind roll that window up to make sure. And that's maybe a sad thing to say. But Larry Jones, hi Larry, good to see you. I bought a lady a pair of shoes. Very neat, very nice, very nice. Here's Rex. Every year I give at least a free home visit to families that are down in their luck. And
yes, very good.
That is the best way for Santa and Mrs. Claus to give back, is to give that 1, 2, however you do, or if it's a church, whatever it is, a visit, because you have.
Speaking of Randy, I want you. I don't know if you can see out the window right there. You
Oh,
see
right
that?
there. Church right
Isn't that
there.
a cool little church?
Wow, that's the old style, like just wow. You kind of wonder how cool that
Yeah,
is.
there's a cemetery here next to it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but
Yeah, I can. I can see
uh,
the headstones. The
we're sitting here
old-fashioned
on the side
headstones.
of the highway, as I said.
Whoa,
But
you are out
anyway,
in the middle of
you
nowhere,
mentioned church. I thought I'd show you that church.
But yeah, that's that's even to give something to your church or another church. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
They always have families that they're trying to do something for the holidays. And if you give back, like Rex says, a free pre-performance, that's the same thing, if not better, than giving $20 or whatever, $5. Um, uh, and Sean says, holding the door is so respectful, helpful. Hopefully, anyone in need, I would help out. I am not afraid to offer assistance. See, that's the thing. I think a lot of people are, Sean, and that's we're a little apprehensive about offering too much. Like I said, that lady in this parking lot about a year and a half ago, I was worried about helping her because all of a sudden you got this guy coming up and wanting to touch her packages and help her put stuff away or help her into, because she was a problem. But I mean, it worked out fine. It really did. But um, Larry says, I used to do a wish tree for a local bank. Wow, that's a unique one. Of course, it goes back to people that are unprivileged, and exactly what Bob says, that act of kindness, and that's what Santa
Yes.
is. And Mrs. Claus there is the act of kindness, is what exactly Bob was
Spirit of
asking
giving
about.
and the spirit
Yeah,
of Santa, Mrs. Claus.
that is it, man. Fantastic, guys. As always, we got so many cool people that just that give some ideas and everything else. Great question, Bob. We had to do yours first because it's always mine first. But since you're on that side and I'm on this side, we have to keep in the. Wait a minute. We got Bart says last weekend, our 2 days stuff, slave food drive, and a local food pantry. See, helping out those things, that's going to
Yeah,
be in the spirit of Santa, Mrs. Claus. It's going to
another
somebody.
great way to give.
Yeah. Love to buy a person's order. This is Bill. Hi, Bill. Welcome. Love to buy the person's order behind me at a local coffee shop.
Yeah,
That's always that's I'll pay for the next guy's thing. No big. What is it? $4 or $5? Just, and maybe they'll do it to somebody else. Um, 12 foot shopping carts loaded with much needed items. Yep. I delivered gifts on delivered gifts on. I take it to underprivileged or whatever. Santa always delivers Christmas presents on Christmas, but I mean, I think Larry's talking about probably do a special on Christmas Eve to a special someone. So we all have that spirit of Santa and giving, the kindness giving. Fantastic, guys, really. It's a cool thing to think. Oh, we have another one here. That is from Scott Parker, DFW area. Did an angel tree. My kids always bought my angel tree. I put it under my red suit. Wow. I'm reading it wrong. Let me read it properly. So I apologize, guys. The area did an angel tree. My kids always bought for an angel. That was before I put it on my red suit. Okay. I guess I was reading it right. Wow. See, there's so many things to do. So many things to do. Thanks, Scott. Whoops. Did I lose you? Are you there? There we go. Wow, you went black for a minute. Let's go back. All righty, guys. Thank you very much. Bob, again, fantastic question. Really was. It makes it shows that everybody here and everybody in this business has that Santa and Mrs. Claus heart. The next question is kind of a basic one that I've been asking lately. It's kind of a little different this way, but what line or phrase do you use when you have to go to the restroom? And what phrase do you do when you leave? We all know that, I got to feed the reindeer, but is there something special that that everybody uses besides I've got to go feed the reindeer? Um, is there some other special line that you have worked up with Mrs. Claus or your elf or whatever, or that you use that you can look? I've got to go, but it's not the traditional stock. Um, I've got to feed the reindeer, and of course to leave because you feed the reindeer, you should be back. So I'm just curious what everybody has got out there. Just two questions. It's need Rex says I need to visit the Elf Relief Station. Same way of the way of putting it, and they kind of understand. Um, Now, that's for when you, of course, let's say you're doing a mall or a box store, you're going to go do that and you're probably going to come back. Or if you're doing a long event, you're going to do that and you're going to come sit back in a chair. Then what do you do to cut off that line to tell them you have to leave? You're getting there and you've got to get to your next event. What is the big line that you use to get to leave there? How about you, Bob? What are your
Well, for me, it's the generic because at the mall they have a clock that you can set the time on, and it says Santa has to go feed the reindeer. So,
okay?
and be back at 1:15 or 1:20 or 1:30. Now, if I'm just going to the relief station, as Rex put it, uh, we just tell everyone Santa's got to take a quick break. He'll be right back, and run down the hallway and run back. So I'm right next to the public restrooms where I'm at. I don't like to use them, and I have had to when I just couldn't hold it any longer. But most of the time, I'm okay. Take care of it before I leave in the morning out of my break room. Of course, then at lunch, and then hurry back when I'm finally off the clock and get back into the dressing room and relieve myself again. So,
There's nothing worse than you're standing there in front of, excuse me, folks, the urinal, Santa is, and somebody walks in. It just doesn't work. It really doesn't. Um, it just doesn't work. And that's always the hard, and it happens in life. I mean, we have to do that. And I know, realize we can go close the door in that little area, too, but it's not an easy thing. And of course, then also the families sometimes don't want to listen. What do you mean? Just one more, one more. No, Santa's got to go to, or I think it's harder to leave, let's say a home visit or whatever, you got to leave and come up with that line, how to leave. We have a couple things here. And actually that is, well, thank you, Larry. That was very nice of you. Larry says, love you guys. Love your show. Helps me out so much. Appreciate that. And before that is Derek. Hey, Derek. Good to see you. Mrs. Claus just texted me. Oh, he said, Mrs. Claus just texted me. Fresh cookies to taste. Oh, nothing better than getting the fresh cookies. And gotta go. Give me a minute. And so that's always that thing that you can work that out. Like I said, there's some of those unique lines better than I got to go feed the reindeer. I think most children and families don't mind that line, even if it's been going on for years. But I know some of you guys got so many cool, unique things like that one. Derek, it's a good one to grab. Gotta get them cookies. I'll be back a little bit. Nice and hot, and then I can pick up have a little sip of cocoa on there, and it's just would be yummy. I mean, you can do the whole thing then. You can play it up. So next one is Scott again. That's a good way to be on bad on YouTube. I'm sorry. That's a good way to be on a bad YouTube video. You'll explain it to me, Scott. I guess I'm sorry I'm missing that one. Sorry, Scott. That's a good way to be on a bad YouTube video. Maybe. Oh, I see what you mean. Now I got Santa standing up in front of the urinal. I got it, Scott. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to get anybody to get a visual there. I apologize. Larry's got a good one. Public potty. Let's see, Scott. Yeah, got you. Yeah, I thought about it for a minute, Scott. Yeah, that is kind of a, and that's the problem. These things are everywhere, and that would be right on YouTube in a heartbeat. Santa's standing there right in front of the so definitely not a good thing. So, but if there's a unique thing besides cookie time or the elves called, there's I remember Ted Flynn always says that he goes, oh my goodness, I just got a call and they put GI Joe's heads on the Barbie dolls' bodies and the Barbie dolls' head on GI Joe Barbies, and I've got to go get it fixed. So he came up with a silly little story about them messing up at the at the North Pole, which I thought was he does the whole thing about the heads being mixed, and which is a cute one that Ted Flynn does. Sean again's got it's time to get back to the North Pole. Good, straight to the thing. Time to get back to the North Pole. Not trying to, just straightforward information. I emphasize on how important it is, and that's what it is. And most of them understand, especially if we've all we give our best during the time before that anyway. So when it's time to go, they know they've gotten the best entertainment, the best Santa and Mrs. Claus ever. So they know when it's time to get back to the North Pole. It's time to go. It is. It's time to go. So, Santa Bob driving. Santa Bob is driving, I think. Yes, he's driving.
Yes, we took off. We're mobile again.
Yep. So, but guys, thank you. I mean, it's just incredible. All the great ideas. But I just was kind of curious if there was some super crazy. It's time to go and check the reindeer for the feeding time. Yeah, that's. And I don't think anybody is tired of that to let you know they feed a reindeer. Of course, then do you go on a little bit longer? Do you tell them what you feed the reindeer, or is it just time to go? I guess it depends on how fast you got to leave, I guess. Next one here. Sometimes we will say that the elves have me on a clock. Yeah, and you just run out of magic. It's time to go. Yeah, I mean that's that's a great one to say. Hey, look, the elves. Look at and I don't have my watch with me right now, but it's one of those aviator watches, has all the different things on it, and I can put on there. Well, that's how much magic I have. I don't know it's getting down. So yeah, you can definitely use those. But some wonderful ideas as always, guys. I can't thank you, Bobby. I can't thank you enough for being this part of the Something Burger, because that's where everybody gets to learn a little bit more, exchange ideas, and that's all part of this business is exchanging and fellowship and everything else. So it's super cool. So that is good. Again, thank you so much, guys, for it. And of course, we know what is next. It is, of course, trivia time. So I guess that means I got to hit Angela to hit that so I can say the trivia question.
Hey everyone, Elf Angela Mack here for Bob, Randyl, and Company Live. The show about nothing. Bob, Randyl, and Company Live is brought to you by Santa's Closet. Santa's Closet has been delivering unique, value-packed Santa and Mrs. Claus accessories since 2004. Santa's Closet's main goal is to provide both a superior customer experience with tremendous value for their customers. Santa's Closet brings more than 400 separate products to the Claus community at a reasonable price. Santa's Closet is under new ownership. Let's welcome Santa Wade and Scarlett Kaufman of Tennessee, whom will continue the tradition of bringing you products of unparalleled quality and design. Don't forget to visit their sites at santascloset.org and support their efforts of bringing quality products to the community. This is Angela Mack reminding you to catch our show every Monday at 3 p.m. Central. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to Bob, Randyl, and Company Live and today's Monday Santa's Closet Trivia.
Welcome back, everybody. I love that commercial. Again, I want to also say personal thank you to Santa Wade and Scarlett Kaufman again for taking over the company. Guys, take a few minutes, log on. They have got just thousands and thousands of specialty Santa products. I just love the Santa ring too. I mean, I've had this. It's just don't. The buttons they have and the watches and just the hangers. Of course, we all need special hangers for our suits. I mean, they have everything. So please take a moment, and we got to thank them from the bottom of our hearts for being sponsors and sending out gifts to everybody that for all our
language.
Was that close?
I'm sorry.
So it is trivia time, guys, and I was kind of surprised at this answer, but I'm not going to tell you the answer. Are you ready, guys? Again, this is our trivia question for today. What is the hottest day on record during February? This is February in San Antonio, Texas. Now, the date and the temperature. What was the hottest day, the temperature, and what was the date in San Antonio, Texas? Yeah, I was kind of surprised. February. Wow. Mama mia. Mama. Man. Wow. But it's, again, your gifts, again, are sent out by Santa Clausette, not net, even though it's ORG. But it's get the fingers working. I'm sure we could find out what that is. The hottest day on record during February in San Antonio, Texas. Again, we need 2 answers, the date and the temperature, guys. And of course, we'll send out the goodie right after that. So it's kind of was surprising, man. Oh man. But we'll get, we got to do the other side yet? We got to do the other side yet? Great. We're getting some answers in. And just remember, everybody, of course, there is that Scott Parker. Yeah, you know Scott Parker rule. You can't win for 30 days. You're kind of in timeout in the corner. So if you have won in the last 30 days, just hold off for a little bit and let somebody else. But we're getting some answers in, man. It's very, very good. Again, thank you so much, guys, for participating and being a part of that. It's nothing better than giving something out to our guests for being here. And, of course, it's that time, everybody. Elfin Chatterbox News, man, hot off the press, guys. Hot off the press. I'm going to put it up. Everybody, hot off the press, everybody. It is North Pole Cornerstone. Man, it's going to be an incredible event next year. In February, the 2 companies have blended together, Santa Nana and Sat Bob's. Going to be one incredible event. So between the 2 cornerstones, which is Lucky and Gordon, have put together, and the instructors, Bob, and so many wonderful instructors are going to be there for that. You'll, of course, hear so much more about it, Rex and everybody else. But that is coming up next year. Of course, we're talking 2024, but that's, you have to plan on, and then that's going to be in, of course, San Antonio, right, Bob? Just nod. You don't have to drive. You don't have to drive. You don't have to talk. You're driving. Yes. You got to be safer.
San Antonio. So that's going to be. It's going to be a little chilly there yet. But again, that's npcornerstone.com. Just go there and you can register. You can see a little bit more about it. Everything is released yet, but I mean, just to imagine those 2 schools and everything else, and the instructors you're going to have, it's going to be a phenomenal event. We know for sure it's 2 days. It might even be 3 the way it's sounding, just to fit that much education and that much fellowship and time in. It's probably will go to the 3 days, but don't miss. Again, can't be better than for 2 amazing people, Lucky and Gordon. The founders, basically, you might as well say of both of those between Sat Bob's and Santa Nana. So put that on your calendar, and save a little bit of that holiday money for that next year. Do we have the dates exactly, Bob? Oh, send it tentatively. Still the second through the 4th of 2024. So now, Randy, Scott Saracen is our coordinator on all the logistics portion, and he has he's working with 3 different hotels on the north side of San Antonio. Just waiting to see which one is going to give us the most for best bang for our buck. And they're all 3 very capable of hosting the event. We're looking at the difference in the price of meals, because we want to include meals And so, yes, it's if we can, any way possible, uh, all three of them still have that weekend open, and they're holding it for us until we make a decision. We should have a decision in the next couple of 3 weeks. And this week, Deanna updated the website there at northpolecornerstones.com. You can go over there and find out the curriculum that we've already started putting together. It's something that's also fluid in motion. We'll be adding to that curriculum as we go, but we do have something for you to look at there. We also started a North Pole Cornerstones Facebook group, business page, so you can always go over there and pick up information. Also, if you check liked on that, you'll get notifications, and or you can go to the website and put in the contact form and tell Deanna that you want to be on our mailing list, and that way you get current updates from our email listing that we have. Be sending out emails to those who want to be on the list.
Yeah, so the best thing is to write down npcornerstones.com, check it out on a regular basis so you can log in and enter information. It will be updating continually, getting closer and closer. Yes. when the location is for sure set and everything else involved. So don't miss that. Like I said, put that on your calendar now for next year. Save a little bit of that holiday money for the 2nd through the 4th, tentatively now, for the NP, which is North Pole Cornerstones. Sat Bob and Nana thing combined.
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that or not. My phone was ringing. It was Scott trying to call me.
Oh, say hi to Scott. And of course, we have coming up also, then everybody, dun, 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 the Masterclass Academy, everybody, is going to be, man, oh man, that's in March, everybody. The Masterclass Academy, everybody. We will have more information on that probably in a week or two also for registration. Ben Bellhorn in Ohio Santas sent me some that he's going to start registration very, very soon. So you'll know how much it is. So that is in March. That is March going on. And let me get the exact dates again. No, where are we at here? March. I know it's here, Masterclass. There it is, the 23rd and 24th of 2024, everybody. But we have to plan that much ahead. And that's in Columbus, Ohio, everybody. Again, Lee Andrews and Jeff McMullen will be the two presenters that day. I mean, come on. They are entertainers. They are years and years of magic, years and years of clowning, and just phenomenal guys. So put that also on your calendar. Take that little extra money from the holiday time and get down to Columbus on March 23rd and 24th of 2024. Now I gotta make sure I did those due dates. Yeah, 23rd and 24th. Again, that's in Columbus, Ohio. Now, just to let you know that we will be doing Bob Randyl and Company will be doing a scholarship. So it's going to pay for that event. I'm sponsoring, like Bob made a comment earlier, that was one of our questions, is to pay forward. And I think that's something that I want to do because this community has meant so much to me and done so much for me. I'm paying forward to somebody that can win a scholarship. So there will be a scholarship from Bob Randyl and Company for that event in March, Columbus. So keep your eye out for that. So that's coming up. And then, of course, wait a minute, guys. It's my favorite. Free. That's right, guys. The first weekend in August is the Red Suit Conclave. That's here in Saginaw, Michigan, brought to you by MAPS. We have 2 days, 11 different classes. The classes are all free. Of course, you have to pay for your hotel and everything else, but come up there. It's all sponsored by MAPS to come fellowship and learning and everything else. That is the first weekend, the 3rd and the 4th, or 4th and 5th of August up in Saginaw, Michigan. Again, this is our 5th one that MAPS has put on up here. It's going to be big. We're hoping to be about 100 plus people. It's in a beautiful, the Saginaw Valley Recreational Center. It's a very, very nice place. We're all staying at the 4 Point Sheraton everything's all in, all together. We have a big banquet that Saturday night. So don't miss here in Saginaw, Michigan, on the 4th and 5th of August. That's 2023. That's before the season up. And of course, guys, we cannot forget what starts this week. This week, everybody. What is it? It's School of Santa, of course, guys. It's School of Santa. It starts this week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's crazy. 2 weeks of School of Santa. And everybody knows that Spangle and everybody works so hard. Rex and Bob, and everybody's going to be such a big part of that, Scott. There's going to be so many people that are going to be so many great presenters. And of course, for the 2 weeks, you get Santa Ed Taylor from the West Coast that's putting out a special presentation for each week. But again, School of Santa is everything's inclusive. You pay for that. Of course, you pay for your hotel separate, but of course, you get breakfast there anyway. But the whole thing, you've got entertainment, you've got fellowship. Again, that starts this Wednesday, which I believe is the 13th of this month, July 13th through the 16th, and then again the 20th through the 23rd. So that's crazy. The first week is sold out, Spangle says. The second week is about 90%. So if you got to squeak in, there might be still one more opening. I'm sorry to say there might be one more opening then because of somebody has to back out to some reasons. So there might be a little bit more openings. If you really need to go or want to go, which you really should go, there's I'm sure they can fit you in to the thing. But that School of Santa for the next 2 weeks, starting this Wednesday. Of course, there'll be so much live from Tuesday Night Live is going to be there. They're going to be interviewing at all the dealers' rooms, at the classes, in between classes. The evening, you'll have that mic in front of you by Melissa Lynn. She's going to be the roving reporter. I say, Mel, you're out there. Hope you found a house. Did you and Michael find anything? Linda find something? I hope so. But it's going to be an incredible event. So if you guys are going, don't miss the School of Santa. Talk about a bunch of amazing schools coming up. Next 2 weeks, School of Santa. We got the Red Suit Conclave coming up in October. Then, of course, in February already, we have the North Pole Cornerstones, Santa, Nana, and Sat Bobs together. And then in March already, we have the master class with Lee Andrews and Jeff McMullen. Oh my gosh. I mean, this community is just incredible, just full of enormous talent and just people with such phenomenal hearts that want to give back and train and help other people. So you have a whole list of places to go. Here in Michigan, you have Missouri, you have Texas, you have Ohio. So there's quite a big area you guys can go to. And of course, next year, starting Sat Bob's is going to be traveling across the United States. So they've got educators all across for things going on. And we'll be probably doing something up here at the next year. Maybe, I don't know if I should let the cat out of the bag, and I probably won't, but maybe at the reindeer farm, we might have a special, Christmas performance workshop again. Never know. That's something to check out too. So, oh my gosh, guys, schools, again, we all got to pick what school is best for us. And hopefully we can get to as many as we can. But thank you again for that. And now, of course, wow, I'm exhausted just thinking about how many schools are out there, but thank goodness for that. Registrations. Oh, here we go. That must be Ben. Yep, that's Ben. Thank you, Ben. Ben just said for the master class. The master class, of course, in Ohio, everybody in March. 45 minutes ago, that's right, 45 minutes ago, registration went open for the class. So if you want to go, Lee Andrews and Jeff McMullen, go there and register because I know it's limited. I know it's limited for space. So we got to get done here so I can register before all the seats are gone. But don't miss. Again, there's so many great schools coming up. We always learn something. We always have wonderful fellowship. We always send love out to everybody. You're going to learn something and just fill your hearts with. most people don't understand. I should say the real world out there don't understand how much this community cares about each other. And when you're down, or when you need something, or even if it's the education, it's whatever, this community just gives back, and it's just, man, love out to all you guys. Phenomenal. Wow, I'm rambling, guys. I can't help it. Sorry, Bob. Um, but let's move on to what's going on. Hold on, I've got to do this. It's necessity, guys. There we go. Got to put my Tuesday night live hat on, because that's what we're going to talk about, guys. Is, of course, Tuesday Night Live. Man, again, there's so many things coming up. Tomorrow night, even from Branson. That's right, from Branson's going to be live is Jackie Chamberlain. And I know I've said it every week. Simply Mrs. Claus. I love the name, but it's far from Simply Mrs. Claus. She is such a professional lady, just so talented, so full of ideas, with years and years of experience. You're going to be, hopefully you can put it on the big screen and just sit there back with your feet open, the popcorn, like you're watching a movie, because you'll love every minute of it. Even though I'm honest there, Jackie. It's true. You don't have to blush. It's true. You're an amazing lady, and doing amazing Mrs. Claus. So please do not miss tomorrow night. That is July 11th, guys. Don't miss it. And besides, they're going to be in Branson, which is super cool. Then, of course, guys, for the 13th, there's going to be special events going on live on Tuesday Night Live. That's Scott and Bob and Mel and everybody else that's going to be there to help. I'm going to do some live events that's going to be telecast here on Facebook and everything else. That, of course, is the 13th. And the following week, again, the 18th, they're going to be doing the same thing, because, again, Branson is 2 weeks, crazy 2 weeks. I get tired thinking about it. And, man, I think you're going to need, do they still have those oxygen stores where you get that oxygen going because you're so exhausted? I think you guys are going to need it with 2 weeks there. But for the next 2 weeks, the 18th, the 13th, and the 18th, there's going to be special events going on Facebook and StreamYard and everything else about, and the 20th, actually the 20th. Well, I skipped that day too. So there's so much special going on with everybody. Don't miss that. Then when we're back on the 25th, man, it's going to be the big Branson recap, because after 2 weeks, it needs a whole show just to explain what happened. It's going to be there's going to be excerpts and little things that you're just going to you're going to laugh. You're going to have a great time. And of course, the rememberings if you're there, and the people that can't make it, so many things you're going to wish you did see, but we're going to be able to share with you. So don't miss that on July 25th, the show. Then it's crazy to say, everybody, but it's August. Whew, August 1st, another incredible. I love this. How this Jackie tomorrow, then all the Branson stuff, then another Mrs. Claus. Yeah, Sean Marshall White again. Man, Sean is on a billboard, guys. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but on Interstate 94 that goes from Port Huron, Michigan, which is about here, all the way across. It goes all the way across. I think it stops somewhere in Montana. I'm not even sure, but I know it goes quite a ways. Sean's on a billboard there for not as Mrs. Claus, but some of her acting things, because Sean has done a lot of acting things too. She does an incredible vintage Mrs. Claus, has some incredible ideas besides all her internet things, Instagram and TikTok and everything else. There's so much to learn from Sean, and it's so great. I just cannot get enough of knowing how fantastic these Mrs. Clauses are. And how much they can contribute to the business and us. I mean, we need them. I mean, we do. We look better with them. Besides, they can look so great on their own. So again, that's August 1st. Then we've got some other people coming in. We've got some other great thing. But we have to say that, of course, everybody since day one. Well, actually, I think you didn't see the first or second one. But Scott Parker will be here then August 22nd. Everybody's friend. Scott, I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here. And everybody will just truly enjoy hearing from you again and everything else. man, the lineup is just phenomenal. Can't thank everybody again. Tuesday Night Live last week was the 100th episode. So there's been so many different guests. I mean, Bob ran through the deaths, and I don't know how he read that much about all the guests that were on Tuesday Night Live, and everybody shares so much. My goodness, it's crazy. Thank you guys so much. But don't miss Tuesday Night Live, guys. And of course, we know that word. Bob's not here, but it's my favorite word, my favorite F word, thanks to Michael Howe. Yes, I'm going to give him the credit. It's free. Don't miss it. Free, everybody. Yeah, we know it's free. Tuesday Night Live is free on Facebook. It's free on YouTube. It's free just to watch. I mean, where can you get this kind of connection and knowledge and experience for free? I mean, it's just and like Bob says, hey, there we go. Angela's got it. Woohoo! It's free. All right. Thank you, Angela. Wonderful. But yeah, it's but do us a favor if you can. If you don't mind, you can please do it. Share that with everybody. When you go to YouTube, click the like, click the subscribe. Tuesday Night Live or the Bob Randyl and Company show. Click share. We've got hundreds and hundreds of Facebook friends. Do us a favor if you can, and you like what you see, click share for us. That's what really helps. Bart, thank you, Bart. I apologize. We also, Jeff McMullen is doing his specialty school in Wisconsin, of course, Kringle University, on August 19th. So again, Jeff will be in Columbus in there. Jeff is just incredible talent. So August 19th, that's coming up like in a few weeks almost. So I know that's been advertised online again. There's so many schools to do, and we've got to get them in now before the season starts, because 167 days, and it's all over for the year. 167 days is Christmas. So we have to get any education or any knowledge we do in now, but we appreciate it. Thank you again, guys. Whew, that's a lot of stuff going on, and there, of course, will be more, and it's always free. Don't forget, subscribe. So I guess the next thing is we've got to do the answer to the question. And I will repeat the question again. What was the hottest day on record during February in San Antonio, Texas? Remember, what was the hottest day? It was February. So we gave you a hint what month it was, but we're looking for the date and how hot it was. I know we have some answers. We have some people there. Angela is the one that she is the coolest one. She gives that last down to the seconds and all that. So Angela, who is our winner for today?
It was Carl White.
All righty. Congratulations, Carl. Fantastic. Carl. And of course, the answer is February 21st, 1996 at 99 degrees. 99 degrees in February? Woohoo! So I think when you guys go there in February, you still got a good chance of not seeing any snow or being that cold. I think you might be able to take your shorts to North Pole NP Connection Cornerstones next year in February. I think you'll still be pretty warm. You can get cool at night, but I think you might.
It will be moist. It will be moist.
There'll be plenty. And is there much humidity around there that time of year, Angela?
Yes.
Yes.
Especially down there because it's closer to the ocean. So.
How far? I'm sorry. I'm so far north of here. There. About how far from the ocean is it?
No, it's maybe 2 hours.
2 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that would be what ocean?
It's
not the Gulf.
Of Mexico.
Is that the Gulf of Mexico?
The Gulf of Mexico.
Okay. Wow. I guess I got to check out my geography better. I don't remember high school anymore. I really don't. Actually, Rex says now you know why we want February, so it'll be hot, but won't be too crazy hot. Snowmageddon, we hope not, Ray. There won't be. There was a Snowmageddon 2 years ago. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. But guys, thank you very much again. Congratulations, Carl, for winning. And oh my goodness, is that time already? It is. It's that time for magical moments, everybody. See you in a minute. Oh, I got to say something. Ray said it was 8 degrees in her house for those 3 days back there. Wow, that sounds like Michigan weather there, Ray. I'm sorry, that sounds like Michigan weather. Again, thank you guys. It's Randyl Lee here, and it's Magical Moments. And what I want to talk to you guys about is again, we've always talked about how to enhance your visits a little bit, or things that you can keep going on all year long. Now, most of you people know about um, Spangle's reindeer cards. You know, the 9 reindeer cards you passed out. Well, I thought of a different way instead of just passing them out, or you know, like I said, I've always done the thing about the coin. I love giving coins out, but I like to do a little differently by magically producing instead of here's a coin. And just that little thing. And I've come up with an idea, and this actually was a trick that was invented. I guess it was actually produced by a company called Abbott's Magic Company called Chickatine and Silkatine, I think is what it was called. Way back, same thing in the early 1940s, way back 1900s. What it is you show just a piece of cardboard. This one, of course, is looked like Christmas, but and then you do whatever magically you want, and then you reach down in, and then you produce the cards. Now, of course, you can show them again. There's nothing there. And you could reach down in and produce more of the cards. So you can keep all nine cards, and then it's one more way to produce these cards to give away to the children, instead of just handing them a card. Say, oh, you know, Dasher, and you can make a whole story out of it. Then, of course, everybody knows Santa's reindeer, you know, Dasher and Dancer, and do the whole story. Instead of just handing out a card, of course, they're wonderful cards to pass out. Children will cherish them and everything else. But this just takes one more thing that you can keep very small in your bag to produce them. Now, I'm going to show you briefly how to make it. I can give you bigger explanations later, but it's just made out of poster board and a little bit of fancy tape. Doesn't look like anything really special, and up close it looks very, very, very non-gimmicked, of course. But actually inside, as you can see, whoops, this one is where it is. There are actually pockets. So actually, it's actually doubled there and doubled on that side also. But when you hold it like this, nobody sees that there's pockets there. Then, of course, you hold like this, you just squeeze, and that opens up the pockets for you to pull out the cards that are in there. But it holds, I made it big enough to hold all 9 cards. And you could design a little bit fancier in this if you like. I just made it look little on this side, candy cane look on this side, but it's very easy. And it's something that adds just that little bit more time. And of course, you can do the whole story about, oh, you know, reindeer love to eat. Of course, you ask the children, what do they love to eat? And of course, the children will say carrots and peppers, but oh, not hot peppers. Oh, not hot peppers. But they love candy canes too. Oh, they love candy canes. So it makes your mouth pepperminty fresh. So there's so many things you can take it, and just that little bit longer of a story than just saying, here's a story about Prancer. You know, you take these cards and you just made it into a whole routine to give away. Then if you want to, of course, you make sure you give one of these to all the children and the parents. And then, of course, you put on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and you sing Rudolph. There's so many things you just add to make a routine out of something that this is just a wonderful giveaway. I mean, it's a beautiful thing that a prop that Spangle has. But like I've been talking for the last few weeks, take your mind and think about what you can do to expand on it. And this, of course, it packs so, and it's the old-fashioned thing, pack small, plays big, and it does. It doesn't need to be on a screen. You can be in a home visit, or if you're sitting at a mall, you're sitting in a box store. Man, you give those away. You just did magic. You have something to talk about. We're talking about sometimes slower times. It's a way to fill time. But it's just a very, very easy prop, and I can give you guys more information on it. But it would be 2 pieces of cardboard, and this kind of hides that. Then when you hold that there, kind of hides it. There is a second pocket on both sides. So just something for you to think about. Of course, it's a lot of fun. Now, there's something else I want to show you guys, and I'm not going to get really deep into it because I think a lot of you know what this is. Everybody knows what Insta Snow is. And I'm not sure if you do or not, but Insta Snow is like a polymer, like a chemical thing that once you add water to it, it fluffs up to look like snow. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to open it up. I don't know if many people know it, but it's just a powder. It's just a powder. I'm going to take a Santa cup here, and I want to show you guys what happens. Just put a little bit in here. Just a little bit. I'm going to put in a Santa cup. All right. I'll put a little bit more to make sure we make a mess. Gee, thanks. I got to vacuum it up too. I have nobody here to vacuum this stuff up. But it's mainly a magic trick, but it's called Insta Snow. So what you can do, of course, I usually do it. I shouldn't tell you, but everybody knows about thumb tips. I put it in my thumb tip. Then I just sprinkle it into a glass. Of course, the magic powder comes out. And I just want you to guys see what happens. This is my drinking water. And all you do is just pour the water. See what I'm doing here. Into there. And it becomes now, watch. That little bit turns into all that snow. That little tablespoon, look at all that snow. It's not really snow, of course, it's a polymer, but children, then if you use cold water, it's kind of cold even. So it's a great thing to use cold water, but it'll play just like snow. Now, got to make sure the children don't put it in their mouth. I guess that's something you have to be concerned about. I guess it's not really terribly toxic, but it's a lot. It's a magical thing. But that little tablespoon, look at how much I made. Look at how much that made. And just then you do it magically out of a thumb tip, man, Santa makes snow. I think it's or Mrs. Claus can make snow. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be Santa. But it's excuse me, I made a mess of my hands here. But it's just called Insta Snow. And this little container will make 2 gallons or something ridiculous amount of snow. So something to look into, and like I said, you do it out of a thumb tip, and just that you need just that little bit, and you put it on because you don't need to have that much produced, that much. You just need enough for the children to play with, and you can tell how Santa makes snow and can fly his sleigh in Florida or something like that, where he needs snow for his to sleigh to land, but then of course it disappears right away. There's plenty of stories you can make up. Again, that's what I've been trying to talk about the last few weeks, is coming up those extra stories and your background stories and things to talk about to make you as Santa and Mrs. Claus more magical, and you as Santa and Mrs. Claus more marketable. We all know there's Santa, we all know there's Mrs. Claus, but you're trying to sell yourself also as them. And just to do these few little things can add that little bit more. Again, thank you so much for your time. I just am so fortunate and blessed that I can do this for you folks. If you have any questions, just private message me. I can tell you more about the trick and how it's made. Again, a poster board is $1. A little bit of tape. Again, you can make 20 of these or 10 of these out of a poster board and a roll of tape. And of course, we all should have these from Spangle. And I think this was $9. That's definitely going to last you a season. So again, it doesn't have to be a lot of money. It just adds to being magical. Thank you again, guys, so much. That was a magical moments. I am so blessed. Thank you, guys. I'll see you soon. Wait a minute. I'll see you soon. I'm not going anyplace. Woohoo! Where am I going? I can't even go to Bob. That's right. We're not even. Oh, no. I'm going to miss Bob's part. We're going to miss Bob's part. But there is something I do want to talk about, though, is, of course, like I talked about, our challenge. Whoops, there we go. Is the challenge, if I can pull this back up. We have extended, because of the School of Santa, we have extended our getting the videos in of little things like that you can take, even if you take a card and come up with a new, unique idea, way to use a card. Do a new, unique way of producing a coin or presenting a coin to a child. It's just taking that time to take a prop and make a little bit of it. So we have extended the time a little bit because of the School of Santa coming up in the next 2 weeks. But please send it in to me. Just you can IM me the short video, and then we're gonna announce the winner on the 31st of July on our show. And they're going to come on and do the presentation. Again, it's all part of using our most magical thing we have, our mind, then bring it out to our fingers to make our presentation and our performance as Santa as magical as we can, because we have so many talented people out there. It's just mind-boggling what everybody can do out there. That's why don't miss the schools. Again, guys, I want to thank you so much. Oh, I forgot that. We will be announcing that on the 31st, and they will be on the show August 7th. I apologize. I forgot that. Do the date. Oh, good. Bob is back. Woohoo, Bob. Everybody, I think that's it. We've gone
backstage watching.
For over an hour again already. So... does anybody have any other questions there, everybody? I'm going to look at the thing here, Bob. I apologize. I'm going to look to see if we have any questions or anything that we need to answer on here. No, Rex, no, due in February. That's right. And we got that. Cole, you're being a fantastic job. Thank you, Bart. Thank you, Jeff. Great. Thank you, guys. That was very nice of you. That's great. See you Thursday. Close. And hello, Bob. Good. We didn't miss anybody. I just want to make sure we didn't miss anybody on here. That's Elf Logan's birthday. It's February 23rd. Happy birthday, the 23rd, to Elf Logan. Wow. 23rd. Bob, is there anything you need to say quick? Because I don't want you to do too much while you're driving there. Just since we see that smiling face again, it just won't be Bob and Randall without Bob. So I'm glad you're here again.
Yeah, I was backstage watching the whole time, and we're 25 miles from Branson, so we'll be there here in 20 minutes.
Wow. Well, again, safe travels, everybody. Bob, you have something else quick to say to tell them? We got to hear that beautiful ending of yours, if you can.
I don't, but be sure and check us out next Monday. From Branson, of course, and in all the 3 shows of Tuesday Night Live that we've talked about, well documented. Just want to tell everyone thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming back, and we'll see you next time. Over to you, Randy.
Thanks, guys, again, so much. Most of all, stay safe, stay healthy, and again, always stay magical, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on Bob Randall and Company. Don't miss Tuesday Night Live, and of course, watch the special events that are going on the next 2 weeks. We can't do this show without you guys, and you've always been such a great helper to us being a part of it. Thank you again. Bob, Angela, Carol, everybody, thank you so much. Stay safe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye, everybody.